Hey everybody, it's the Burger Dude, and today I want to show you how I make vegan beer cheese. Super easy to put together, and you can dip it, you can put it on a burger, you can do whatever you want. So let's start off with some vegan butter, which we are going to melt up. And then next up, we're gonna go ahead and whisk that to make sure that it's all nice and melted. And once you got it melted, we're gonna add a little bit of flour, tablespoon at a time, and then you're gonna give it a whisk. And what we're doing here is creating a roux, which is the basis of just about any cheese sauce. And once you got your flour all nice and whisked in, go ahead and let it cook for a bit. And then we're going to add in some unsweetened plant milk. I like to use Ripple, but use whatever you like as long as it's unsweetened. And just like with the flour, we're going to add in a little bit of milk at a time and then whisk in between. Make sure we get it all nice and smooth. And then next, we're going to add in our seasonings. So let's start with some nutritional yeast, aka Nooch, followed by some Dijon mustard. And I added in twice as much because I figured, why not? We're also going to do some prepared horseradish. Make sure that you get the horseradish and not the creamy horseradish, because sometimes that stuff is not vegan, so just check. Prepared horseradish is basically just horseradish though. So you're going to whisk all that in. We're going to add in some garlic powder, as well as some smoked paprika. And it was at this point I realized I forgot one of the most important ingredients, which is the beer. You actually do want to add the beer before you start adding all your seasonings, so learn from my mistakes. And you can really use any beer you like, just don't use an IPA. I wouldn't suggest that. You could also use non-alcoholic beer. Go ahead and whisk it in, and then we're going to continue adding in our seasonings. So we got some mustard powder, followed by some cayenne, because I like it to be a little bit spicy. But of course, you can make it as spicy or unspicy as you like. It's totally up to you. And I am going to be making this cheese sauce a little bit smokier than I think is usual. We're going to be using some different kinds of cheeses. First up is the cheddar, which is very traditional, but I'm also going to be using some smoked Gouda. And go ahead and you can use slices, just make sure you tear them up like this so that they're going to melt a little bit easier. Go ahead and whisk them, and as you're going to notice, there is a lot of whisking in this recipe, but like I've said in my other cheese sauce recipes, there's a lot worse things in the world than me whisking a bunch of cheese sauce, so have fun with it. And then next, we're going to add in our cheddar cheese. And like I said before, you can really experiment with whatever cheeses you like. I'm pretty sure just about any cheese will work. But no matter which cheese you use, we're going to go ahead and whisk this till it's nice and smooth. And now what we need to do is the all-important tasting for seasoning. Very important step. So give it a taste and then adjust it. I believe I added, let's see, I'm going to say, yep, some smoked paprika. I often will add more smoked paprika as well as some garlic salt. And then usually some cayenne. Nope, didn't do cayenne yet. But I think I did cayenne later. I think I wanted this to be pretty spicy. So let's see, did I? No, I didn't. All right, I guess I don't know myself as well as I thought. Well, once it's done, go ahead and serve it up with some pretzel bites if you like. And this was super good. These are the little Pretzilla bites, so if you can't find these, which would be unfortunate, I actually can't find them very often. It's kind of a holy grail. You can also get these frozen pretzels. I found these at Ralph's, and I believe you can find these at places like Target, Walmart, that sort of thing. And as you can see here, they are super good for dipping. You could also give your little slider burger a dipperino in this cheese sauce. And I gotta say, the first time I saw somebody do this, I was like, I don't know, it's a little silly, isn't it? But it honestly, as the kids say, hits different, and I highly suggest giving it a try. Another thing you can do is take some of this beer cheese sauce, get a burger, top it with some onion rings, and then give it a good old-fashioned dramatic drizzling with that beer cheese sauce. I mean, look at this thing. How could you possibly do any better? You got the onion rings, you got the burger, pretzel bun, and of course the beer cheese sauce. There's literally nothing you could add to make this thing any better, you know? Maybe like some vegan bacon or some hatch chilies. Shit, I should have did. You know what? It's fine. It's fine. Look at this thing. It's a total beast. Super delicious. It frickin' slimed me. Look at that. But it's all right. No one was watching, so I licked my hand. You know, I like to eat like no one's watching, especially if no one's watching, because it's literally the same thing. So if you want to eat like no one's watching, even if they are, you should make this beer cheese sauce. Do whatever you like with it. Take a bath in it.